Greetings once again to all my fellow watch enthusiasts on YouTube and Facebook and wherever else this video might be seen and shared. It's Celine Driver again with yet another unboxing. Probably going to be the last unboxing I do for a little while. Gotta slow down just a bit. Actually gotta sell a couple of watches to kind of thin the herd out a bit. But I have another unboxing, and as you can probably tell from the outer box sleeve that is being seen here, it is, of course, another Zelos. But this one didn't come from Zelos itself directly. I did not buy this from Zelos. I bought this from another guy with the blessing of Elshin. He knew what I was doing. He doesn't get offended if you buy one of his watches used. It's not like I'm trying to take money out of the man's pocket, but this deal came up and was just too good to pass up. And the reason you see just the sleeve right now is because, as you know, these sleeves are very tight, and I didn't want to struggle with unsleeving the box on camera. That's embarrassing. Anyway, put that off to the side, and we have the Zelos wood box. You know, this is their newest of the box. I think this is like the third version of a wood box for Zelos. Rounded corners, or rounded edges, I should say, piano style hinges, nice thick wood. As I said before, the presentation that this watch company does is almost as good as the watches themselves. It's just really very happy to keep these boxes. Little magnetic catches, as you can see. And we have the standard Zelos leatherette roll. Oh, and these are the links for the watch. These four were actually taken off by the previous owner. There was also a fifth one taken off, which I put back on because my wrist is just a little bigger than his. Put that off to the side. Open up the leatherette roll. Makes great travel container, this roll does. We have the second band, which is this nice soft brown leather with the lovely buckle, which we're not using on this one. Actually, the previous owner was using this band, which is why it's even softer than normal. But this watch for me can only be on a metal bracelet. You have the Zelos warranty card. This is number 66 out of 75, I believe it is. It was purchased in December by the previous owner. It was purchased by me in January of 2019 for a fair price. Previous owner's name is Nicholas B. I'm not going to use his last name at his request and mine. I just want to say it was a pleasure to deal with him. He's a good guy. You know, his loss, my gain. I basically gave him back the money he paid for this watch. I think he's going to go get another Zelos, which is a little smaller or more to his taste. I'm not really exactly sure what it was. I think it was more to his taste. As I said, his loss, my gain. Everybody's happy. He got his money back. I got a beautiful, ta-da, a Cobalt Blue Great White. And everybody's happy with the transaction. I'm happy to have this watch. He's happy to have his money back. Everybody happy. And thank you, Nicholas. Shout out to you. It was a pleasure to deal with you. And thank you for the opportunity to get this watch. So, what do we got? We got a Great White in Cobalt Blue face with the Cobalt Blue beautifully smooth action 120 click bezel in blue to match the face. Now, when I was buying my Great White a few months ago, and I've already reviewed that one, I bought the teal, which is black face, black bezel with this inner chapter ring was in teal. And I was debating between this watch and the teal, and I went with the teal basically because I already had a Mako, one from the Mako line in this color combination, and at the time I really didn't want to duplicate. I figured I could go get this watch later if I wanted to, and I guess I did. And this is a big, chunky diver, big watch, very big. And you know, I put the bracelet back on. It was not a big effort. These are, you know, solid lugs, so you know, a little fiddling with the spring bar and getting it to line up and click in just so. And as you can see, it's in there nice. I've gotten pretty good at it with practice. I've had the question, I'll just sidebar for a second. I've had the question asked, you know, how, because I've said before that I'm good at swapping bands and swapping bracelets and sizing and all that stuff. And people ask me, how did you get good at it? You know, what did you do? I said, well, I bought the proper tools, which you can get on eBay for you know, pennies. I bought a good spring bar tool. I bought a good set of screwdrivers, micro screwdrivers. I bought a good set of a tool kit. I think I spent $25 on the whole thing. And I bought a couple of cheap watches I didn't care about. Hell, I got one of them for free because it was dead. Pardon me. I mean, it was a quartz watch. The movement was corroded because they left the battery in there. And I practiced on those crap watches. And I made my mistakes. I gouged and I scratched and I did all that on the garbage watches I didn't care about. So when it came to doing these watches, and I've worked on more expensive watches from my father's collection, I will tell you, I have the confidence that I can work on those watches now because I've already made the mistakes on these watches. Okay, end of sidebar. Go get you some good tools. Get you a couple of cheap garbage watches and practice. Practice, practice, practice. Beautiful watch. I mean, I already have one of these. I already know it's a beautiful watch. I'm already happy to death with the Great White. So this is just, you know, icing on the cake for me. So you can see there, this is number 66 of 75. It's a sapphire crystal with a screw-down case back, and it is water resistant to 1,000 meter. Beautiful artwork on the back. I mean, just look at the detail of the shark itself on the back. It's just pure art. And while I can't do a lume shot on this watch, trust me, I've seen the lume on this watch in the dark independently, and you can go on to zeloswatches.com and see a picture of this with the lume shot. This thing glows beautifully. It really is easy to tell what time it is. So we have my sheet of facts. Let's see. It is a 44 millimeter diameter watch. So big sucker, yeah, as they say. 22 millimeter lug width. It is a 50 millimeter tip to tip. So even though it is a big watch, it will wear very well on most people's wrists. And it is 16.5 millimeters thick, so it's going to stand up tall and proud on the wrist. I'll show you that in a minute. As I said, it's a 1,000 meter water resistant watch. It is a solid true diver watch, although I'll never know because I don't scuba dive anymore. Sapphire flat crystal. You can see the crystal is indeed flat. It's a sapphire with AR coating. 120 click bezel, and you can hear it. Solid clicks, no slop in the bezel at all. Solid construction, excellent quality, as I've come to expect from Zelos. Better be solid quality. This is Zelos number 19 for me. I have 19 Zelos watches right now as I make this video on January 22nd, 2019. I have 19 of them. And yes, that is excessive. And yes, I am obsessed. And yes, to all that. And if there's a cure to that, I don't want it. It is an SW200 Sellita movement. It is a Swiss movement. Sellita movement in this watch is also in several of Elshin's other creations. They are rock solid, very reliable, keep excellent time. I don't have to fiddle with any of them very much. Every few days or so, I might have to adjust adjust in maybe a minute over the course of a week, which is fine with me since I generally keep a good eye on all my watches. The only criticism I've ever had about the Sellita SW200 is they really don't seem to like being wound manually very often. So all my Makos and my 2 Great Whites that use that movement are on winders. So I don't have to mess with them anymore. I don't have to worry about them. And I don't have any trouble with them. So if you have multiples of these watches and you wind them every day or every other day, you do what you want. You do what you want to do with your watch. I put them on winders so I don't have to worry about stressing the movements. And it is a 316L stainless case and stainless bracelet. And the bracelet, let me look at it. This is not stamped, cheap, thin metal. This is a solid click. Now listen to this. Good, solid click. 2-button release clasp. And it fits beautifully. Now, I want to say something about the adjuster. This is something that appears on this watch line and any other watch line that uses this clasp. Here's your micro. This is really your micro. I mean, you have 3 notches on the micro adjuster. They really are spaced a little bit too close together to really be effective, although for some people they will be. But this is a diver's extension. It's a 2-button release diver extension. You can see you get about a little bit more than a link's worth of adjustment in the diver extension. But what's nice about this is listen to this. It's a ratchet diver extension. So you could ratchet this out 1 notch, 2 notch, 3 notch. And you could use this 4 notch actually, sorry. So you can actually use this diver extension as a micro adjuster. And the fact that you can do that so easily makes it a nice on-the-fly adjuster. So like, maybe you start off in the morning and it's cold out and your wrist shrinks up a bit. You can just bring it all the way in, and as the day warms up, your wrist expands as it does. You can play with this, and you have 4 different clicks in there for micro adjustment. And it works really nicely. And sort of negates the very narrowness of the micro adjuster here, although you can play with that obviously. So I'm going to put this on so you can get a wrist shot. That's become very popular now that I've started doing that. I said, thank you for doing wrist shots. I said, oh, no problem. I get to wear a watch that I own. Where's the downside for me? As you can see, it fits very well on my 7 1/4. I think my wrist is 7 1/4. I really have to get that accurately measured, but we'll call it 7 1/4. I thought it was 7 1/2 in other videos, but I was evidently mistaken. It fits very well. You can see with the short lug overhang, it lands on my wrist just nicely. It's centered up. It doesn't move around very much. And, you know, if it got uncomfortable, I could just, whoops, wrong buttons. I could just, you know, click it out. One click. See? And now it moves around a little bit more comfortably if that's bothering me. And if I don't want that, I can obviously close her up again. And there she is, you know, sitting high and proud. So you can see how tall that watch is. I like that. I like a tall, you know, chunky watch. Not the tallest watch I've ever dealt with. That goes to another watch I reviewed on this channel. It was a Rolex Deep Sea, one of the Camerons at 17 millimeter thick. That was a little bigger than this one. But beautiful watch. I love blue watches, so this was a good pickup for me. And again, I really thank the seller, Nicholas B., for working with me and getting this deal done, because I'm very happy with the acquisition. So just, you know, another beautiful Zelos to my collection. Definitely a keeper. I love the sunburst effect. The wavy lines on the face, that looks fantastic to me. Just an overall nice package, signed crown and all that. Just a, you know, a design triumph for Elshin and Zelos. You know, I make no bones about the fact that I'm a very big Zelos fan, and will continue to be. So, happy with my new purchase, and I'm going to leave it on that happy note. If you like the video, you like what I'm doing, thumbs up is always appreciated. Comments, questions down below. I answer all comments. I answer all questions. All I ask is that it's, you know, you keep the comments clean. They can be, you know, if you have a negative comment to say, I get those occasionally. I leave them posted unless they get nasty or personal. I'm not afraid of you know, somebody saying, I don't like what you're doing with respect to this. Maybe you should try that. You know, I take that to heart. But if you're nasty, you get deleted and blocked. Have enough problems in my life without that. If you're not already a subscriber, go ahead and click the subscribe button, and then click the bell icon next to it so that when I post content, you are alerted. I appreciate all my subscribers. I'm getting near 400 subscribers now, and that's not bad for a little channel with no publicity and just doing this as a hobby and because it's fun. I appreciate all my subscribers, and I thank you all very much for taking the time to stick with me. So, have a good rest of the day. Enjoy your watches as I enjoy mine, and see you next time.